Now the question at hand. How much of this building can we get to from here? And will we be able to get back out again? Oh, this is the catwalk. Yeah. We can go over there across the street. Let's do that real quick just to say we did. Wow, there's going to be a lot left in here. You can already tell that much. Alrighty. Dude, this is so cool. It's already so chill. I don't even feel like this is that risky right now. Although that's a major knock on wood statement. What a vibey little hallway. Should a massive, fresh, well, somewhat fresh, it's pretty destroyed, abandoned hospital with a lot left over. And I'm just walking down a giant catwalk between two buildings. All right. There's not going to be too much of interest in here, I don't think, but we'll go knock it out just to cover some ground, you know. Alright, obviously like vandalism and stuff is going to be bad in here, but you can already tell they had virtually everything left behind. It's just going to be scattered around and messed up. Just waiting rooms full of chairs, pretty fresh offices. Like, this is still a good spot. Boy, it's going to take me a while, though, if I want to do this, like, thoroughly at all. There's no way. Gotta find a way downstairs. That's what'll get us to that other building. I just don't see stairs anywhere, though. That's the problem. I really don't want to wander around too aimlessly and get lost in here. I really don't. Here we go. That's what we need. Now we're cooking. Gee, look at this. Would have been such a nice, like, pristine nursing home, or not nursing home, this would have been such a, like, nice, pristine waiting room before all this destruction happened to it. It's so humid. What kind of maze am I in right now? Nothing's leading anywhere. Man, I'm just wandering aimlessly right now. It's so hard to get a grasp of where I need to go in here. Look at these IV bags, and they still have liquid inside of them. That's kind of strange. That's kind of creepy, actually. Well, I'm way turned around. I just wound up in a big circle in the other waiting room. And I don't want people outside to see me. But I also don't know where the building's supposed to segue, so I may just bail on this other building and just go see the big hospital part, because I do not want to get lost. Except I just kind of found a new area here. There's a sign pointing this way that said medical library. Wonder what that is or where that would be. Oh, this may be how we get to that big building. Still, there's so much in here. It's just ransacked is what it is. Whoa, is that it? Yeah, library. Wow, it even smells like books in here. Look. Someone tipped all the shelves over. But this is totally like what it said, a full medical library room. That just sucks how vandalized this place is. Look at all these books. They would have been so perfectly in order on their shelves still. And now they're just all tipped. Want to keep going down this way, because I think we're getting into that tall building now. Yeah, this totally has to be it. Look at all the vending machines. Obviously they've all been destroyed and stolen from. Oh, it's soaking in here. Dude, this is disgusting. That was carpet, too. I don't like this. Yeah, I'm turning back. I don't really need to see this building. I don't want to get lost in some different side corridor building. Will that open? No shot this opens. Yeah, no. That medical library, easily the coolest part of this one. Right there. Alright. Gotta backtrack quite a ways through here. I don't know what I was thinking, trying to go over here first. Just gotta get back up to that catwalk. Here we are. Alright, cool, we're back to here. Didn't even see this first time, look at that stretcher. Yeah, that is where I made it over to over there, but once I got to the actual building, it was just a soaked mess, and I just didn't want to deal with it, so we're not going to waste time over there when, look at the size of building we can go to over there. That's what we're here for. Man, there's all that space over there. Then you look over to our right, it goes farther over that way. This is one of the biggest hospitals I've ever done, easily. Look at that, they did try to barricade this one off initially, but people still got through. Now, where do we want to go to first? So many options. I say we head this way, because this building here should be pretty easy to navigate. It's a big plus sign. And then we'll worry about trying to maneuver the rest of it. God, that's going to be insanely difficult. Got a nice picture still up on the wall. That's insane how much vandalism this place has seen in just a year. That's what happens in these big cities, though. It's a lot different than an abandoned place would be out in the country. All right. Wow, I'm slipping on rocks. Oh, those would have been in there. Would have probably been some like nice little fake plant display in here. Oh, look at this. What was this room? Because this is like a lobby here. Here's the desk. And then in here. I don't know, maybe a fitness room because of that treadmill there. This is that type of place. I'm gonna get lost so easily, so quickly. Got a conference room. Alrighty. Guessing this must mean we're kind of central on the plus sign here, so to speak. Try this wing. Registration, human resources, and psychiatric services. No, this is right where I just came from. Alright, now I'm trying to gauge whether that light over there is like another street light thing or someone else's flashlight. By the way it's not moving, I'm guessing it's street light, but still, man, this is exactly why I didn't want to do this at night. This place is terrifying. Yeah, I mean, that building back there is the huge one. I said the one I'm in was the big one. This one's like... I thought this one was maybe the tallest one, but that one's pretty tall too, and it's like 3-4 times as long as this one, so we definitely got to spend some time over there in a minute. This one has a downstairs. I'm willing to bet it's going to be all water. Yeah, that's enough water to where I'm not going to do it. Alright, let me get upstairs somewhere here, and then I'll worry about hopping buildings. We're far enough back here off of a main street that for the limited time I'll be here, I don't think the flashlight should cause me too much problems. I guess shining it up to the top of that building like I did a couple times isn't too smart. Then that might illuminate it enough for people to notice, but... Okay. Gotta be careful where I walk, apparently. Floor's gonna be missing around here. I still can't find a set of stairs. It's kind of trippy, actually. I didn't think there was going to be as much left here as there is regarding tables and stuff, but everything here is like destroyed. Like, look how ruined that is. You'd think stairs shouldn't be too hard to find in a place like this, or it's ravaged enough to where there's barely any interior walls left. Alright, found it. See, let me show you what I'm talking about. Does that not just look like a bunch of searchlights? I'm just hoping I have this place to myself. That's all I'm going to say. These are more labs. They're completely trash, though. You can see the old fume hoods there, though. See, at night, this is just something else. I think this is one of those. I don't know how people have managed to rip it off the wall like that. This is so weird how all these open spaces are here. Like, I thought that was floor falling apart down below, but it's actually just because there were some sort of structures here that aren't there anymore. Probably piping and stuff that ran the whole length of the building's height, maybe. I don't know, this building is mostly a shell, so I'm gonna go up to that top level. I think there's one more above us, and then we'll hop over to another. The ceiling's really low. What is up with this? Oh, it's just straight roof. I did not expect that. Just got up onto the roof for no reason, by accident. It's alright. I can hop in there and give you guys a little aerial view of the buildings out back. Look at me. I'm in my bowling uniform again. It's like that same concept as when I did that St. Louis hospital. I was fresh off of bowling in my tournament and I was too lazy to change. And that just goes back to why I'm stuck being here at night right now. I drove to Cincinnati yesterday and was going to try to fit a few places in. But by the time I got one to work and succeed, it was nightfall. And then today I got up bright and early this morning and tried a couple more that were also duds. But by then it was time to bowl in my tournament. And today was the bigger portion of the tournament, so it took me the better part of 3, 4, 5 hours. So by the time I was done bowling, I had a little bit of daylight left, so I was going to come and do this with that little bit of daylight. But instead, I had to wait in traffic for 30 minutes because they closed the entire highway. So that's how my day's been going. Okay, you guys ready for this? Because I'm gonna bust out my beast of a flashlight and really give y'all a peek around here. How cool is that? Make sure there's no one around before we go sprinting. A little bit of cardio practice. I mean, a lot of these buildings are pretty easy. These little open windows, I can just hop right on through like that, but still. You know how careful I am, especially on these road trip style things where I have to film all these videos and just never get caught on like a 3-4 day stretch, so it's the most stressful thing in the world. One day, when I'm old, I'm gonna look back on all these like adventures, all these videos I filmed, and be like, yeah, that was the absolute prime of my life. But in the moment, right now, these trips are just intense and stressful and lonely, but so effective. My God, I'm gonna get lost in this one. I'm already zigzagging a little bit too much. The worst case scenario is, since I did run through a very central portion of this campus, if they do have like active cameras that they watch, like hidden in trees somewhere, then that's gonna be trouble for me. All right, well, we can go up. First building that has a second floor. Oh God. Bullet casings everywhere. That's not good. At least we can see out here. Man. I mean, sometimes when you see bullets everywhere like this, that's because like the local police does like training or whatever, like active shooter training in these buildings, so that could be what it is, and they're definitely not here right now, but still, seeing all that does not ease my stress in the slightest. All right. Looks like this building's another similar one to what we've seen, either hospital or dorms. Although this one, definitely more hospital purpose, because you can see on the walls there stuff about oxygen and vacuum. That's how you know. So you know, like medical beds were here with all these different types of outlets and buttons that could be hooked up when needed. So this was definitely a hospital style building. Of course, these mental hospitals are different from your typical hospital. We're probably not going to see any big fancy x-rays or whatever in here, because all this stuff they did here was with like specialized counseling, you know, because it's like mental, like mind stuff. Of course, back in the day, and that's why none of these places really exist the way they did anymore, they just chuck anyone with any disability like in places like this, like there was something wrong with them, when really it was just stuff like, oh, they were like blind, or like they had like, you know, it was just stuff like autism or Down syndrome, just all these so common things that we treat or tailor to so easily today. But back then, they just dump anyone with any sort of minor problem in a place like this and just call them crazy. The mid-1900s was a way different time, that's for sure. Man, this building's huge. There's like caution tape on so many doors. I wonder why. But again, if there's all that bullet casing stuff, then I guess it could have been just from cops using it. I don't know why they'd need to bring in their real tape, though. Look, a bath. It's like an extra big, just walk-in shower kind of thing. It's easily the biggest building yet. I didn't even make note of where I went. I just started walking through and I kept finding another hall and another hall and another hall. I want to say this is the end of it though. This will probably just be another stairway on the other side. Yeah. I haven't seen a single soul on this campus, on this side of it, so as of right now, I think we're all right. Look at all this decay. Really old, destroyed office chair. What's really nice about this place, because you already saw me do it on the GoPro, all I have to do is just hop a gate. So on the off chance anyone does come after me, all I have to do is just hope I'm faster than them, beat them to the gate, get over, and just be gone. There's no like one way out of here, just any direction, just hop a gate and you're free. That's why me seeing someone or getting seen isn't the end of the world, so long as they don't actually, you know, like nab me and hold me in place or whatever. Although I don't think that's even legal unless you're a cop. Whoa. What is this room? I mean, I know with this being like a mental hospital with such a dark history, like, that may not be what this is, but could this be like a little on-site prison almost? You know, like all these doors are like barricaded with like a lock like that. I don't know, like it could just be a maintenance room, but like what if? What if these are like little makeshift cells? And then back into the building. Better hope I can find my way back to the front with those open windows. Because like I said, I made like no mental note of the directions I went. I just kind of started going. It's like another public shower looking thing. Whoa. got those like bulletproof windows there. It's like an office room. It's so moldy and terrible in here though. Just a few scattered around bits of furniture with those chairs and tables, but otherwise just big shelves. I wonder if this is like a library, like a makeshift library. Okay, pretty sure. I definitely didn't see this ramp. That's the thing about just jumping from building to building like that when you're more worried about getting caught. It's like you never even make a note of how big the building is. You're just kind of there. But look what I just walked into. This is a massive kitchen. This kitchen is huge. Look at that. I mean, there's nothing left. You can see like the bare piping there on the floor, but like there would have been like ovens and stoves all up in here. This must have been like the central like cooking place for this whole campus. What was that? I've not heard any noise this whole time. But there's just a big bang from like over there somewhere. There's another one, the lighter one. Look at all those boxes of paperwork in front of me there. I don't hear anything else. Should we just go over and investigate it? Look how far it goes over there, too. Look at the size of these, like, I assume they're like freezers or refrigerators. Look how far back they go. So where the noises were, somewhere back this way. What's in there? Because if I need to get out, there's a window. What was this room? Where are all these elevated platforms? I don't like this. My walking is so loud on these little chips. There's like worker stuff over there I can see. There's like some front doors there. It's a different front doors than where I got in though. Can't believe believe how big this building was. Look, all these are like, we're not even in like the kitchen anymore, but all these doors are like these big vault doors. What does that mean? I guess this whole area could just still be kitchen, but like, that'd be the biggest kitchen I've ever seen in my life. I guess they'd need a big one for this campus, though. It's like tables over there. Just worker stuff. Another giant room over there. There's so many sounds now. I mean, those tables aren't, but like, some of this stuff is just worker stuff. Might be wind moving doors. You'd think I'd hear walking in here too, if there was anyone. What is this? It's still like tiled kitchen floor. What is all this? Yeah, that's gonna look pretty nice down there. I guess that's where I'm gonna go next. See what this stage is like, if there's any backstage area. I don't think there is. It's over here. Where does this even go? Is it just some sort of maintenance stairway? Thinking it probably is. What about in here? Oh, that must be to some outside thing. Those are nailed shut. It's not that much of a stage. It's not even a stage, it's just a walled off presentation area. I guess these little riser thingies, they probably would have been up there. Alright, what we got here? Oh, this is gonna be... No, it's just some other kind of maintenance stairway. I thought we just found another way to get out of here. I bet you at one point these wooden floors would have been just brightly polished and beautiful. The way they just all connect in zigzagging lines like that. But what you see now is just a result of what happens when roofs fail and water starts getting into these places. Okay, are there any other big grand things we're missing around here? You know, I know I'm stalling because I want to save the best for last, which will be that first floor, but I'm going to wrap around to the rest of this second floor just in case I missed any other big cool rooms on the other side, because I wasn't expecting the biggest banquet hall to be up here on floor number 2. I kind of wish the beds and stuff were still left over, but I read that never mind, I've already been here. Weird. Would have been nice if the beds and appliances and furniture were still left over, but I actually read that those all got taken out. I think it was to do with the fire department because they wanted to make this a less fire risk building. What with all the homeless people and stuff going on here. I figured getting rid of all the furniture made it less flammable or something like that. This is going to be our big lobby. I mean, the best thing about it are these chandeliers. Otherwise, it's kind of bare looking. They even removed the desk. I mean, it would make sense that the desk was there. Maybe it got taken out. Maybe it's somewhere else. We got other rooms over here on both sides of us, though. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. It wasn't there because it's right here. Or this was either This might not have been it, actually. This looks like a bar. This looks so much more like a bar. Yeah, this is 100% a little bar area. Either bar or restaurant. Bet you in there, this little reflective display would have been the drinks they're offering. There's a mirror. Oh yeah, this is absolutely a full restaurant. I bet you this would have looked so nice. There's like a little stage thingy here. Probably for some sort of display. Maybe performances? I don't know. This doesn't really seem like the place that would have had live performances for people eating, though. Look, here's probably a little waiters area. This little corner with the table. Back in here is a food line. Maybe food right here. Maybe little sides, and then probably condiments. But yeah, these are... Actually, they may have held soups or chilies or something and stuff like that. I don't know. This probably wasn't a buffet because this area would be a lot bigger. I'm guessing back here is going to be the bigger kitchen then. Oh yeah. Wow, it's way bigger than I thought. Dude, this door is so lightweight. It's one of those two-way swinging things for waiters coming in and out. It's like the lightest door I've ever seen, though. Just flimsy aluminum. All right, yeah. I was totally right. The first level with its, I guess second level too, with the ballrooms and the kitchen and restaurant were absolutely the best part of this place so far. What we got here? It's really big industrial size mixer, it looks like. That would have held some huge pot of some sort of food. I bet you there would have been an extra bit coming down off of that thing for mixing. Looks like a coffee maker. A little pair of ovens. And then here's their more heavy-duty ovens. Oh, those are so nice. Really old-timey wine glasses. I guess we got like another little keyboard kind of thing here. It's pretty cool. My grandma had one almost exactly like this in her house. I guess realistically, I don't really see any sort of like renovation kind of thing going on here, so this probably wasn't ever a gym. It was probably the actual school's little auditorium theater thing too. So who knows, we might actually find another gym in here. We'll have to see. Have to keep going and see if there's even a safe way to get around this place if half of it's going to be falling apart. And let's go up onto the stage before we leave. Let's get one more little look. Alright, here's a weird area. Look, they barricaded off the first floor, so there was totally just a noise down there. I was saying, I'm thinking the church probably didn't ever use the first floor because they clearly put up this wall. So now the basement level has been rendered useless. I definitely just felt the buckling in the floor right there. We gotta be really, really careful. Still cool how much old supplies is left in here. Boxes of old, like, dishware. See TVs, computers, printers. And this was actually the office too. Pastor's office, to be exact. Look, another spot where the first floor is just taken out. It's really bizarre. And then we'll try going up later if it's possible. But I want to see what's left of this little area. Oh, here's where I first got in. Those were the stairs are just gone. Good thing we found that other staircase. Alright, so that place with the stage was the main sanctuary. I guess this is what they called the small sanctuary. It's like a little parlor room. I see tables. It's just full of old junk though, and just got collapsed ceiling parts all over it. Oh God, you gotta be really careful here. Look, it's really falling apart there. The whole floor here is bending inwards. This is just like that school I did several videos ago where the floors are just not safe, but I walked on them anyway. Am I going to do that again? I know there's no way y'all saw it, but way over there off in the distance, underneath one of those doorways, I just saw 4 paws walking. So there was like a cat in here. Okay, here we go again. Deja vu. Just one really slow and uneasy step at a time. Look how much, you can't see it, but look how much lower the floor is here compared to the wall. This is, again, not smart, but for the video, you know. I mean, it's supporting the weight of all this junk and fallen ceiling, so what's another 140 pounds, right? That's not a safe scientific way to judge that, actually. Either way, oh God. Oh, yeah, it's actually coming in there. Okay. Not right there. Maybe here? Nope. Alright. That's our limit. Alright, well, I've got my foot halfway through the floor. Let's just explore this half from here. I see pews, see some old chairs over there. Somewhere in there's a cat, but I am gonna get off of this death trap. I got disgusting building debris in my shoe. This sucks. I'm gonna crawl, like army crawl, back towards safety so that I can distribute the weight better. This way, my weight is a little bit more balanced. Not just all in one area. This is so stupid. Again, I say don't ever try some of the things I do. Like, I do this for these silly little videos. They should not be copied. I think we can stand it now. Okay, I'm not sure how far down that drop goes, but I'm willing to bet it's all the way to the basement, so that's not worth risking life and limb for. I guess we're confined to over here. Let's just see how much stuff comes out of my shoe from that flooring. Yeah. Disgusting. Good thing these are my old shoes. You can see how destroyed they already are. Funny thing is, just eyeballing that, I thought it looked safer than the last time I crossed stupid flooring like that in the other school, but clearly that was even more risky than that one, so I'm gonna not push our luck there. Just gonna see what we can see of this side. I'll go up, even though that's probably a bad idea, but this middle part of this building is fine for some reason. It's just these little side ends over there. Man, this is gross. Okay, this floor is wood, but it's at least still structural. Even that's probably being generous. This is back in what was called the small sanctuary. I just want to get a better look at all this stuff. Got all like these microwave ovens just going to crap. Oh, never mind. It's falling right there too. Nowhere in here is safe. Look at all this dishware. There's such nice dishes and mugs over there. Those could like so be like salvaged if anyone would ever like come back for this place, but clearly no one is because the building's just not usable. It's just gonna fall over, so when they finally do tear it down, all this stuff's just gonna go to ruin. That's sad. There's just so much little stuff in here. Can't even focus on all of it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you nearly fall through a floor, what you really shouldn't do next is actually go upstairs and go higher than the floor that was already falling in. But knowing me, I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, I just hope this doesn't collapse. It's still here as of now, and that's what I'm going off of. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing no No jumping jacks, that's for certain. Man, it's so weird. It looks fine. It looks like any other abandoned building school I've ever done. But it's just so much more structurally weakened. Right over there. Right there is our limit. And we got tile. So beneath the tile, you know, the wood's going to crap. So absolutely not a step further than there. Whatever's down there is going to remain a mystery. I wish I could say over here would be any better, but we've already seen an entire room collapsed. A floor below us already, so over here is not going to be any safer. Look at that. Old school desks. I bet you the church only used that second floor down there. That's probably why it's all blocked off. They probably only use that floor. That's why up here is still school remnants. Stairways are so nicely designed, though. It's a shame one day, just probably a few years from now, they're going to completely cave in. Obviously, it's another danger zone. Where's the floor that caved in? It's right around there somewhere. You can already see the floor dipping in over there. Man, what is with the buildings on this trip? Like, they're so unsafe. Alright, yeah, the roof leaked a little too much right here, and so the floor is probably just going to crap underneath this debris, so I'm not going to go any farther than this either. There's really only like a 50-foot window that's safe to walk anywhere on the upper floors of this building. It's so unsafe. I've never had to confine myself this hard just to keep from falling through floors. We got all the Christmas decor right here. So actually, I now have a new theory. Sure, like the church blocked off the bottom basement and the top floors, but I'm willing to bet they probably kept like another like side entrance just to use it as like storage for stuff like this or like Christmas decor. So there was probably never actually any use of these buildings other than like makeshift attic storage. Or these rooms, I should say. I don't know if there's really anywhere else I can safely go. I've been everywhere I can go that I'm not going to crash through the ceiling, so I guess we'll get off this death trap upper floor. Go back down, maybe see if there's anywhere in the basement I missed. I didn't think it was a full basement, but there may have been more space down there, I don't know. I mean, after all, the old blocked off stairway leads down there. See, I was totally right. The church did this. This is a door. They just had a regular old door blocking off the upstairs, and they used that as storage. Let's just see if there was any more room down here. It might just be a front door. There's a weird door here. Yeah. I think we do have a full basement. That we just missed part of it earlier. Look at all the chairs.